checking out.
All
right.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Dalton. It's your diagonal neighbor.
All right, so there was your shout out from Kyle. Everybody gets it. Okay, so today we're going to look a little more in depth into two-way frequency tables, and we're starting out on page 327 in our workbook.
That's actually like 6 pages.
No, that rhymes.
So what we have here in this first example is a little concentration on conditional probability. Now, conditional probability can be written like this. This means the probability of B given A. So B given A. And next year we'll go much more in depth into the notation and the symbolism, and we'll talk about unions and intersections, and you'll understand even more about these two-way tables. But this year we're getting kind of an intro lesson. So example 1. 100 people who frequently get migraine headaches were chosen to participate in a study for a new anti-headache medicine. Some of the participants were given medicine, others were not. After 1 week, the participants were asked if they got a headache during that week. The two-way table summarizes the results. So there's our info. All right, A, to the nearest percent, what is the probability that a participant who took medicine did not get a headache? All right, so we're going to let A be the event that they took medicine, because that's the thing it says first. First of all, we must look at those who took medicine, and let B be the event the participant did not give it a headache. So if we looked at this, it would be no headache given that you took medicine. But you don't have to understand that symbolism yet.
Fantastic.
All right, so there were how many participants that took the medicine?
60.
60. Of those, how many participants did not get a headache?
48.
48. So, the probability that a participant who took the medicine and did not get a headache would be 48 out of the 60, which is what percent?
80%.
80%. Does that make sense? All right, so in this case, we were doing the ones who took the medicine but did not get a headache. Now, let's look at it slightly differently. This one asks us to find the probability that a participant who did not get a headache took the medicine. Do you see how it's kind of flip-flopped?
See.
All right, so this time we're looking at those who did not get a headache. How many did not get a headache?
73.
73. Of those that did not get a headache, how many took the medicine?
48.
48. So this probability is 48 out of 73, and please change that to a percentage.
Which would be 65.7.
65.7, so 66%. Okay.
I'm gonna go with 60.
Now, both of these dealt with a probability about medicine and no headache. Did we get the same thing? No. Because this one was the probability of B given A, and this one is the probability of A given B. And we just discovered that those are not equal, are they? When we change the given, this one was given that you took medicine. This was given that you did not have a headache. When we switch the given part, we're changing the probabilities. Does everybody see that? Okay. All right, let's flip to page 330. And I would like you to try number 1. All right, I'll get you started, then I'm going to leave you on your own. In order to study the connection between the amount of sleep a student gets, and Sabrina, this is not for you this week, and his or her school performance, data was collected on 120 students. The two-way table shows the number of students who passed and failed an exam, and the number of students who got more or less than 6 hours of sleep. So, to the nearest percent, what is the probability that a student who failed the exam got less than 6 hours of sleep? Do you see that this is our condition? That they failed the exam. So all I'm looking at in this particular problem is this column. because it says we're looking at those who failed the exam. Okay, do you think you can finish this up now? I think you can. You try it.
My gosh. I keep thinking you're tired, but you're not.
I was shooting it.
No. Yeah.
You dropped it. Finders, keepers, losers, weakers. Never heard of it? I have.
Have you ever heard of bullying?
Yes, I try to teach math. But
You. The orange
Don't give it to me. I'll bully you. For now. I'll pull them out. I didn't lose it. Hashtag give it back now.
Yeah, do B and C.
No, seriously.
I'm about to go over it.
Well, I need to check. You're looking for the eraser. She's having a mini freak out because she couldn't find it.
Boy, you did pretty good.
Hey, look,
Okay, did you get 10 out of 18 for this one? And so that is approximately 56%. Okay, so let's look at the next one. This one says, to the nearest percent, what is the probability that a student who got less than 6 hours of sleep, so that is our condition. They got less than 6 hours of sleep, so we are working in this column. Failed the exam. So how many of these kiddos failed the exam? 10. Out of how many kids were there? 22. So that is approximately 45%. Okay, now C is different. Did you notice that? All right, so let's read C and see how it is different. C says, to the nearest percent, what is the probability that a student got less than 6 hours of sleep and failed the exam? So we are not looking at a column or a row. We are looking at less than 6 hours of sleep and failed the exam. Less than 6 hours of sleep and failed the exam. 10 out of the total, 120.
Yeah.
Which is approximately 8%. Okay, do you see the difference? This one had a condition, this one had a condition. This one we were looking at both.
You're looking at both. Never mind.
All right, now, number 2. What's missing on number 2? The table, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That'll be the first thing we do on number 2. A botanist studied the effect of a new fertilizer by choosing 100 orchids and giving 70% of the plants fertilizer. Of the plants that got fertilizer, 40% produced flowers within a month. Of the plants that did not get the fertilizer, 10% produced flowers within a month. Find the probability to the nearest percent. And it says, hint, construct a two-way table. So let's do it. Let's construct a two-way table.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That
y'all are
looks like a box.
box that we're turning into a two-way table. That looks awesome.
Her lips are chaps.
Okay, so we have fertilizer, and we have no fertilizer, right? What else do we have?
Total.
Total? We got totals here. We got total here. What's our other variable? Other than fertile? Oh, okay, good. Flowers and no flower. were doing 100 plants. So we know the total. Kyle, do you need to bring that?
Oh, it's not a phone. It's a calculator.
Then you don't. You get to keep that.
I was like, if you really want it.
Oh, I'm tired today too. I just can't.
It's
No,
Friday. We should
well,
Can we just go to sleep?
we're almost done. We're almost done.
Seriously?
Okay, it said 70% of these plants were given fertilizer. So if 70% of all of them were given fertilizer, how many is that?
That's like 70.
That's 70, right?
Nice.
Okay, so now we've dealt with this number. Then it says, of the plants that got fertilizer, 40% produced flowers. So 40% of this flowered. Well, how could we figure out what that is?
Times 0.4.
Times 0.4. 0.4 times 70
Something.
is 28. Okay, please tell me, y'all. Let me show you. You can do this in your head. All of my students can do this in their head.
I could have.
Wait. You can move this decimal this way and move that one that way. That's 4 times 7. Every one of you can do that in your head. Right?
That's pretty hard.
But that would require a little bit of work.
Like that's
No, that required no work.
I didn't even know you were doing that.
They didn't let y'all pass 3rd grade unless you could do your times tables.
I didn't pass
Okay?
everybody.
Well, that's the problem. Okay, if we move that one this way, we can move this one this way, and it keeps everything fair, right? So it's 4 times 7.
I almost get 3rd grade.
Okay. All right, so if this is 28, and this is 70, what does this have to be, folks?
It has to be something that
70 minus 28.
Same number.
Good.
42. Real
42. Yeah,
42.
And a right.
Okay, now what other number can I find?
You can put the 30 in.
I can put a 30 right here because 70 plus 30 is 100. Good. All right, now let's go to my next sentence. Of the plants that did not get fertilizer, 10% produced flowers.
No fur.
So, all right, so no fert, 10% got flowers. 3. So now that puts a 31 here. It puts what here?
27.
27, which makes a 69. Does it add up to 100 both ways? Excellent. So now we've created our own two-way table. Guys, we've created our own two-way table that we can use to answer our problems. A, find the probability that a plant that produced flowers got fertilizer. A plant that produced flowers. So I am looking at this column. A plant that produced flowers got fertilizer. How many got fertilizer? 28 out of how many? 31. So this is approximately 90%. Okay, find the probability that a plant that got fertilizer produced flowers. So this one's a little different. This time it's got fertilizer. Well, let's change colors. Green. Got fertilizer. So got fertilizer would be here. So we would do 28 out of 70. This better be 40%.
It is.
Why should it 40%?
Because it says it in the word problem.
Because it says it in the word problem.
That's so easy.
What if we got the wrong on a test?
Would you be upset?
I would. That's when y'all see me and I'm up here and I'm crying and I'm banging the desk. That's because of a student missed a problem like that. Okay, you try number 3.
Like a lot.
And if you set the table up like this, yours will match mine. Okay, you try number 3. All right. Okay, if you're watching the video, you might want to fast forward because we're you trying and you're just going to have to sit there and wait.
Wait, is that what Ashley records the sound?
You know, that's going to be extremely loud.
I thought it was your microphone.
I put on the microphone so that if I walk the room, my voice doesn't increase or decrease.
I get it.
Yeah.
I got you.
But I do a room mic so I can still walk the room. Otherwise, I'd actually be attached to the computer.
Not literally, figuratively.
No, because right now you're going to do number 3.
Seriously?
How about
Not
I'm
top
being
top.
legit.
Was it?
I don't. I just had to. I'm sorry. It came out.
Dalton doesn't like you as much as he likes me, Roland.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
Are you done?
Kyle, please start with me.
Dalton loves me more.
No, actually, he doesn't.
Hey, we're bros. Do we have to do that? That is dumb.
I hate drawing tables.
We're bros, okay? We're not. Come on.
Maybe I will. Enjoy. Here we go. I got my answer the question.
It's a good deal.
Six letters. Six. Says 1/4 of the ball of balls of each color are labeled win. That means 1/4 of the yellow balls are labeled win. 1/4 of the red balls are labeled blue. Are labeled win.
What's 1/4?
90. Also, 25%.
Amanda.
Oh my god. Look at that percentage.
I got it. Oh wait, I didn't answer the question.
That's the point of it. Not really, no. Yellow ball goes to the label win. Okay, Miss Will, I'm done. I'm almost done. Alright, you should have a. Brian, I know you have one. You own one in your backpack.
It's in my backpack.
Bless you.
Brian, you're thirsty wrong.
Good boy.
Brian's
Abby,
the
are
boy.
you okay today? She's always okay with stress.
Oh, I did it the wrong way.
How'd you know that she knows?
Is it? I thought it was saying. His name's A.
Okay, just I'm like, I don't know.
No.
Only Jesus knows it. Only Jesus.
Can you drink water?
And if you want to know.
Okay, when you're ready, look up.
I'm not ready. I know if
Still don't get it.
Oh, Kyle.
I'll get a receipt.
Okay.
Number?
All right. This. Do you see that this says that a ball labeled win is red, but this one says that a ball labeled win is labeled win a prize and is red. So this takes it out of conditional and puts it back in terms of joint, in terms of the whole thing. So the 19 out of, well, it's not conditional. The red is not only conditioned that we've already won a prize.
So and means it's out of everything?
Yep.
Well, that's a small difference for a big thing.
It is.
Matt, I'm
That
not laughing.
and took it back everything.
Hang on a Wait a minute.
Now I
Oh, I was
know.
looking at the wrong one when I did that.
Please don't tell me we have to do 4 through 9 at the bottom.
No. I told
We
you
don't have
that
to do
we're
4 through 9
saving the
Thanks. You're welcome.
symbolism for next year. Okay. Now, this is a Willoughby made up one. Okay? The following table comes from a survey of 100 hikers on the areas of hiking preferred. So, the coastline, near lakes and streams, on mountain peaks, and it is divided up by gender, male and female. But do you see we're missing some things?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Okay, who can tell me where they'd like to start?
Well, 100 is the total.
Who said that?
100 is
MATT.
the total.
That was MATT. Matt is correct. That's a good place to start. 100 is the total. Okay, where do we go now?
You can add 18 and 16 and subtract it from 45.
Okay, 18 and 16 is 34.
I don't see
Minus 45 is 11. Where else?
25 right there.
25
What page
now
is it?
down here.
And the other one
You can add 40.
Yeah, 34.
41 minus 16 is?
34.
No,
No, the other one's 34.
35.
This one's 34?
34.
Okay, so what's this one?
whatever your number.
16.
16.
I have a question. What page are we on?
This is a Willoughby made up, not your book problem.
Ooh, interesting.
Alright, so, number 2. What percent of people surveyed prefer to hike on mountain peaks?
45.
Okay, so how many prefer to hike on mountain peaks? 25 out of 100, 25%. That was not conditional, was it?
No, ma'am.
Nope.
No.
I could have called that a marginal relative frequency, couldn't I? Because we were looking in the margin. All right, number 3. What percent of females surveyed prefer to hike the coastline? Is this conditional?
40.
Okay, so we're just looking at females.
Oh,
So it's 18 out of 45, which is approximately 40%. I think it's exactly, actually.
It is.
Okay. Number 4. What is the relative conditional frequency that a male prefers to hike near lakes and streams? A male prefers to hike near lakes and streams. So we're doing 25 out of 55. Very good. Which is approximately 46%? 45?
45.45.
Okay. 45%. I'll take it. All right. What is the relative marginal frequency of people who prefer to hike the coastline?
34%.
34%. We're just looking at coastline out of total. 34 out of 100. What percent of people prefer to hike the coastline are female? So good. 18 out of 34, which is 53%.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's not related, but are we going to have to do sign and cosine this year?
Not that. Yes.
Dang it.
Yes.
I hated it.
It was easy, but I didn't get it.